Alright, shalom, shalom to all of those who've hopped onto this video and to all the sisters who are tuning into this message. I want to give all glory, all honor, and all praise to the Most High in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. So to get right into it, this title of the video is Women of Israel, Trim Your Lamps. Within the spiritual encouragement today, we're going to be meditating in Matthew chapter 25. And we're also going to be looking more in depth in what it means to trim your lamp. So to get started, we're going to be looking at the Strong's Concordance definition of trim in Matthew chapter 25, verse 7. And here is the outline of biblical usage for the word trim. And it reads, to put in order, to arrange, to make ready, and to prepare, to ornament or adorn, and as a metaphor to embellish with honor or gain honor. And in the Strong's definition, we see it says to put in proper order or to decorate. So looking at the Strong's Concordance, based on the inspiration that we see, basically to trim your lamp means to set your heart in order according to the will of God. And we know that order is of the heart because what's within will always manifest outwardly, right? And the Lord loves order. And even before the beginning, that's what he always established because order is of his kingdom. Also, to trim your lamp means to adorn your inward being with ornaments of meekness, obedience, faith, and the fear of the Lord. Also, to trim your lamp means to walk in wisdom. But overall, we see that to trim your lamp is to tend to your inward being. So when your time has come in the Lord, you'll be fully furnished by the Lord when you're presented before him. So this leads us to the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1 through 12. And verse 1 reads, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Verse 2, and 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. Verse 3, they that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. So here we see in verse 3 that those who took no oil with them, which were the foolish virgins, are those who choose not to carry the fruits of salvation with them, because the oil is symbolic for salvation. And that salvation, the fruits of salvation, is ultimately born in your heart. So moving on to verse 4. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. So here the wise who took oil with them took action in storing up the treasures of wisdom, the treasures of salvation, because wisdom is the strength of salvation. Verse 5, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And here this is where we see that these are the times that we're in now as we wait on the Lord for his return. Though we don't slumber and sleep, we remain awake, and also we remain watchful at his gates. Moving on to verse 6, and at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. So this not only is a reflection of the Lord's return, but it's a daily call that the Lord makes to us to turn to him and to repent. Right? Our time may come today or tomorrow to be taken from this earth. Whether it be the next 15 minutes, whether it be the next hour, the next day, regardless. Once he takes us, or once he returns, we're going to be faced with the decisions we've made in this life. And we're going to have to face the Lord and answer to him and receive our judgment, our due portion, whether it be of good or bad. Verse 7, then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Verse 8, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. So here, the virgins who were wise had extra oil, and they trimmed their lamps. They had enough to sustain them. And this means that in their waiting, they set their hearts in order. They adorn their inward being with the fruits of the Spirit, the fruits of meekness, the fruits of obedience. And they cleaved unto wisdom, so that when they arose, they were able to prepare themselves to present themselves to the Lord in their due offering. And that due offering is of the heart. Right? Verse 9. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. So the wise understood that we must work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. We must know the Lord for ourselves, right? Because it's impossible to offer up someone else's testimony unto God as if it were your own. Right? Because a testimony is of faith, how you pleased God. And if you didn't live your own life of faith to please God, then you haven't put in the work to partake in the reward of the faithful. And we see that the foolish virgins tried to ride on the coattail of the wise virgins' diligence just because they were connected to them. You see, just because you're close to someone who does the work and even pours God into you based on their walk, based on their lifestyle, doesn't mean you'll partake in their reward unless you put in the diligence for yourself to obtain your own salvation. So moving on to verse 10, it says, And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Verse 11, Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. So the foolish virgins didn't seek the Lord while he was to be found. They didn't call upon him while he was near. They tarried too long. They waited and put off from day to day. But once that time came, they tried seeking the Lord when it was too late. And this is when, the Lord ultimately said, Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. So you must seek God to know him for yourself. Because if you draw near to him, he'll draw near to you. Those who seek him shall find him. Those who knock at his door while he is near will hear from him. And if you ask of him to know more of him, he'll reveal more of himself to you. So ultimately, in this message, we see that it's high time to seek God's face. When we wake up every day, let us trim our lamps and labor in the Lord to store up our own oil, to set ourselves in order, to set our hearts in order, to make ourselves ready to the reward of the kingdom. But sisters, this is the end of this message. I hope and I pray that this inspired you to seek the Lord's face, to know him more intimately for yourself, and to deepen your faith. But overall, I want to give all glory, all honor, and all praise to the Most High in the name of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Shalom, sisters. Shalom.